Hi everyone.
So tell everybody what you've been up to for the past, not the past 6 months, we'll get to that, but before you started your most recent company, can you give a quick overview of New York, San Francisco, Jive?
Sure. So I'm French. Originally I moved to New York about 10 years ago and founded Productive, my previous company, in 2008. And Productive was SaaS play in the productivity space, so task management for small teams. It was hard at the beginning. Nobody wanted to invest in productivity software, and eventually we raised enough money to bring the company to profitability, and eventually we started to become an interesting player in that space, and we got acquired in November 2012 by Jive, a public company based in Palo Alto.
And so you were in New York, you moved out to Palo Alto for about 2 years?
Yeah, a little bit less than 2 years.
Did you like it out there?
Yeah, it was long vacations. Let's put it that way.
That's basically California, it's one long vacation.
Yeah.
But now you're back in New York because you started very recently a company called Insensi.
Yeah.
And I'd love to talk more about it, but I need to know more about what it is. So here's what I know so far, is that you're doing something in connected hardware. That's it. That's as far as I've gotten.
Yeah.
I've checked all my sources. I talked to your mom. She doesn't know. I talked to your employees. They seem to know, but they won't tell me. So what's interesting you today? What got your attention to make you want to start a hardware company?
So I started thinking about my next company about a year ago. So 6 months before leaving Jive, I knew I was going to start something new. I was very excited by hardware, like many other people, and in France we're really good at this. So I looked at what was being done in hardware in general, and I thought that I could bring something different with my software experience. What would software plus hardware do to a new device, right? And I was very interested in really finding out how we could grow a hardware company by leveraging software, essentially, and good UI, good UX. And so that was the first thing, and I knew I was going to do hardware. And the second thing is I wanted to address a problem, which is something we know in software, especially when you do B2B. You think about addressing a problem and solving it. And I wanted to do the same thing with hardware, because when I looked at, and even at CES, right, like a week ago, you don't see many companies solving problems in hardware. Lots of gadgets, lots of very cool gadgets.
Gadget is essentially a solution for which there is no problem. I think that's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
It's something you're like, that's really awesome, and you're like, well, what is it for? You're like, it's for doing what it does.
And let's be clear, I mean, people love gadgets, right? People buy gadgets every day. But I'm not the kind of entrepreneur who can build a company around gadgets. And essentially there was, and I'm going to tell you more about what we're doing without revealing too much. I was interested in one problem because I have it, and that's usually when lots of companies are starting, family communications. And that's exactly what we're trying to address with what we're building, a mix of hardware and software. But essentially I'm a father of 3. My kids are between 2 and 7. And if you think about it, kids are not autonomous when they communicate with the rest of the world, right? And so just that's essentially what we decided to work on.
Interesting. I know that Audi Invoxia came out with this. One of the things that I really liked was their connected refrigerator magnet, as I called it. What do you think of that kind of idea of having this sort of central?
I think it's an interesting idea. So I saw it at CES as well and got a demo, and it's pretty big, I think, for a magnet. But the idea is pretty cool. I mean, it's also around family communications. We have a very, very different angle. And it's quite complex. That's why we don't talk too early about what we're doing.
But you've already raised some money, I gathered.
Yeah, we have a team of 7, 5 engineers coming from WeThings, Aldebaran Robotics, Parrot.
Just the little guys.
try to do something clean, and then we raised a seed round, 2.5 million. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that is seed in hardware though, right?
That's seed in hardware and in the US, I guess. Yeah.
And so, do you guys think you'll go the route of Kickstarter, or is this a Kickstarter or a Bowl project?
So.
Or Indiegogo or crowdfunding in general?
Yeah, I mean, it's a B2C product, so yes, there will be some pre-orders. To be frank, I'm not sure anymore that Kickstarter can do good for startups today, because lots of people are worried to actually back projects on Kickstarter because they never get the device. So I'm not sure we will do Kickstarter, but maybe something like Coin did, pre-order on their website.
Yeah, the white label pre-order.
Yeah, maybe something.
Did you get your coin?
I did. Yeah.
Are you happy with it?
I never used it. Yeah. The problem it's a beta, right? So when they send it to you, they send you like all kind of text messages and emails and, hey, let us know if it works. We're not sure it works, and keep us posted. So essentially, you never leave just with your coin, which is the whole point. I mean, I have like debit cards, credit cards, so I'm glad to only use it, but it's a beta, and if I'm outside and I cannot pay because it doesn't work, then I don't trust it, right? So
Coin is a debit card sized object that holds multiple magnet strip, multiple debit card information, and the campaign that they launched looked really cool, barring all security that you might have for your personal data. But sometime between the video and it getting in people's hands, as happens with a lot of pre-order campaigns, is it sort of loses its flair.
Yeah.
And there's some sort of ratio between how long people have to wait, like, to find out what you're working on, and how high their expectations get, and therefore, it's like when everyone's talking about Game of Thrones, and you just can't watch Game of Thrones anymore because people keep talking about it. You're like, even if it's a good episode, I'm gonna hate it because someone on Twitter is gonna like it more than I do. Sorry, that might have got sidetracked. my personal war that I'm having on Twitter right now. Sorry, Coin was a campaign that I was very interested in, and I know
they
you were back
there. Like 10 million in pre-orders.
Yeah, they did a lot. They were a very big campaign.
Yeah.
So when do you think you'll reveal your awesome product?
Actually, pretty soon. I think probably in the next 4 months. We'll tell everyone. Yeah.
Very cool. Will it be a family-oriented product? Will it really be targeted to families?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm definitely not going to be using that in the next.
You will still be using it.
I will still be using it? Okay.
But we need a target, right? We need to address a specific market, but potentially every single home could have one. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to hearing more when you're ready to show it off. Awesome. Let's give Ilan a round of applause. Good start.